Yeah, so in terms of deficiencies, is a classic challenging one, what's the worst case scenario or a bad case scenario? Project's finishing, trade moves on to another job, lingers on the last few deficiencies, and it just kind of drags on. So what can you do? Um, Same thing. How do we get aligned expectations? Well, if you're doing that final walk around, it's a great tool face to face to get on the same page and be like, great, we have these few final deficiencies, if there are any. When are they going to be done by? And everybody agrees on that. Like, yep, there is this. What's a realistic time frame for these to be done by? You know, they want to be done as quickly as possible. Agreed date that then is documented via email and on the same page. So that is enormously important, making sure that that's the case. Because if that is done, surprise, surprise, if you've got the right contractor, they'll deliver, right? And if they can't deliver for whatever reason, or things pop up, they'll tell you why. The thing that leads to problems is when there's no clarity on timeframes. It's like, okay, so you're going to get those deficiencies done, great, and then what? Then they just kind of linger because there's nothing clear. So having clarity and even having the contractors set that expectation themselves, and then you either agreeing or saying like, oh, that seems pretty tight, or that's too long. Like having that dialogue is really important on that front. So that's that piece. In terms of making sure they provide the proper documentation at the end, it's really the same answer. It's about making sure that there's that expectation set.
Hmm.
I would set that expectation earlier in the project even. You could set that expectation even during the bidding stage. You can be like, this is what we expect or would like to see at the end of the project. That can be done right then. And we've seen some great project specifications that get sent out that have that documentation in there, right? Be like expectations at the end. This is what it looks like. If not, then it can be done any phase throughout the project at the pre-production or worst case scenario at the final inspection. Same thing, just set the expectations, what's going to be provided, what's going to be sent out, and then it does get sent out, right? If it's not talked about, if it's not dialogued, then there's no alignment. It's a toss-up whether that's going to happen. So yeah, great questions.